Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the Statesmanship Project. In this episode, we are going to be taking the equation for program success forward into application. The first thing to understand when applying the equation is that you first must understand your goals. You have to choose your goals, and this is the same that is true for all things in life, all endeavors. What do you want? What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish with what you're doing? If you do not have this in mind, you're not going to get anywhere. As Toby Keith says, if you don't know where you're going, you might end up somewhere else. So we have to choose appropriate goals. So in this episode, we are going to discuss goal setting. Now, goals come in three forms: long-term goals, medium-term goals, and short-term goals. So the first thing to do when estimating a time frame is to understand what your current condition is. So if you are, let's say you are 40 pounds overweight, okay? So a reasonable long-term goal would be to lose 40 pounds. It didn't take you one night to put on 40 pounds. It's going to take you a lot more than one night to get it off. So let's say you put on an additional 40 pounds over the course of 10 years. Well, it'd be reasonable to get the 40 pounds off in 1 to 2 years. So if you lose a pound a week with aggressive dieting, that's really phenomenal progress, but you're not going to be able to maintain that long term. So what we want is long term to have sound habits that maintain our overall health. So that is our absolute long-term goal, to have habits and maintain those. Medium term, 1 to 2 years, lose 40 pounds. Short term, or the immediate term, what you could start doing tomorrow is to develop healthy habits. So maybe those healthy habits start with sleeping enough. Develop a night routine so that you perform these things. Maybe it's brushing your teeth, saying your prayers, reading a little bit, and then going to sleep. Do that every night. Maybe it's having a glass of tea and meditating, and then laying in bed, and then concentrating on what you want to do the next day, and then going to sleep. Whatever it is. Maybe it's doing a series of stretches. You want to develop a nighttime routine, something that you do every night, that helps facilitate sleep. And then by doing that, it'll be easier for you to fall asleep, and then it'll be easier for you to have quality sleep. So a short-term goal is to develop a regular habit. Maybe a short-term goal for you can be going to the gym every day, or 3 days a week, or going for a walk every day. And so we have to evaluate what our short-term goals are based on what our long-term goal is. So these are the habits that are going to facilitate overall longevity in health. We want to do little things every day that facilitate that, so that our lifestyle naturally facilitates health. Now, if you have a more specific goal in mind, like let's say you want to compete in the Olympics, or you want to be Mr. Olympia one day, you then have to take a more realistic understanding of where you are in life. Are you a 15-year-old who wants to compete at Olympic lifting on the Olympic level? Well, then you've got plenty of time to start training for it. You're doing great. Are you 48 and want to compete in Mr. Olympia? Chances are good you're not going to make it. Maybe the Masters, maybe in 10 years if you take enough drugs. But not something I would put as a realistic long-term goal. And that's part of goal assessing. You have to be honest with yourself about what you can and cannot do. Can you, if you're 75, start a weight training program? Yes, absolutely. Can you start implementing habits that facilitate longevity and long-term health? Yes. Are you going to win a powerlifting competition? Maybe. It's not outside the realm of possibilities given the number of people that actually compete in that age category. But again, maybe less than realistic. So let's start with our basic person who is maybe 40 pounds overweight and wants to lose that 40 pounds, but ultimately wants to maintain a healthy lifestyle to promote long-term health. longevity. So our medium-term goal then is to lose those 40 pounds. Now, a medium-term goal can take 1 to 2 years if your long-term goal is something that transpires over the course of a lifetime. Now, if your long-term goal is 2 years from now, then your medium-term goal can be shorter. So let's say the only thing you want to do is lose 40 pounds, and you give yourself 2 years to do it. So a medium-term goal would be to lose 10 pounds in the next 6 months, which is very realistic, very attainable. 10 pounds every 6 months over the course of 2 years is 40 pounds. And that's perfectly attainable, wonderfully achievable, wonderfully realistic goal. So now you have to assess where you are in terms of how you get there. What are your current habits like? Is your lifestyle not conducive to sleep? Is your lifestyle not conducive to exercise? Is your lifestyle not conducive to a healthy diet? What is it that's inhibiting you most paramount in your life at this moment? Do you really feel like you're tired all the time? Okay, we need to work on getting better sleep. Do you feel like you just can't build up the routine to get in the gym? Well, we need to work on that. Maybe you just need to be more active every day. Just go outside, go for a walk every day. Just go for a walk, 10, 15 minutes every day. Walking outside for 15 to 20 minutes every day will do more for you than, well, I don't know what the studies say, but it'll do a lot for you. I don't want to overpromise, but if you're not doing anything, going for a walk every day will be better and more conducive for you in terms of weight loss than weightlifting. That I can say with certainty. Next thing we have to understand is, okay, what are your eating habits like? How can we improve your relationship with food? First thing we want to understand is that food does not give us energy. Food facilitates the energetic process and helps us process out our waste, but it does not give us energy. So if you are tired, don't think about eating, think about resting. Maybe you don't need to have a snack at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe you just need to stop for 15 minutes and relax. A lot of our culture is centered around food and selling you food, primarily selling you food. It's not really eating food, it's about selling it to you. And that's the important component there, because they want you to buy something. And so the media and advertisements will convince you that, well, if you're tired, you need to eat, because that means you have to buy something from somebody, probably from them, because they're the ones advertising and telling you that you need to eat. So instead, especially if you're trying to lose weight, have a big glass of water and relax. Sit in the sun. Take a break. Take some you time. These are the things that are important, that will facilitate your overall health and well-being. Take time to do things that bring you joy. And that's one of the habits that you need to facilitate if you want to have long-term longevity. For me, exercising brings me joy. So I make sure I have ample time to do that in my life. Doesn't necessarily mean it's every day. It has been recently, and I've enjoyed it. But we want to make time for the things that bring us joy. And perhaps that's the first goal that you want to work on. Because our ultimate goal should be long-term health and longevity in a joyful way. We don't want to begrudgingly live till we're 90. We want to joyfully live until we're 120. That's my goal anyway. So we want to joyfully live. So perhaps your first goal should be to find ways to facilitate joy in your own life. With that thought in mind, I will leave you. This has been a longer discussion. I hope it has been helpful and meaningful and joyful. And until next time, have a good day.